YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Race for 2004. I slightly changed my silks. I really just kind of moved the colors around and did, well, technically new patterns. Black and green still in there, and I wanted to add pink. I wanted to go back to the channel colors for this new, wave of horses that are going to be coming in on top of the horses we're still running that are not even that old. Like, Valley King's the oldest at 6. Everybody else is still winning is 5. Like, we can still run a lot of these horses for another couple of years if we want. A lot of 4-year-olds, a lot of 3-year-olds. So, like, this is really kind of the new wave of horses coming in, not even including, I think, the stronger ones that are a couple of years away. I like to change the silks up every couple of years. Anyways, felt like what we accomplished with the previous ones, the previous uniform, was a lot. I mean, we had that for at least 3 or 4 years, maybe 4 years when I think about it. And lots of winning with lots of really good horses. In fact, most of the horses that are in our breeding barn now, we had those previous silk colors on. So that to me shows the success we've had. And now to start this new wave, obviously over the next couple of years as well, probably will keep this a bit longer. Wanted to really just include the channel colors in there. Orange in this game is kind of weird to me. Like, I like it, but it depends on what I'm going for. But black, pink, and green are always kind of my favorite combinations. Anyways, we're getting started today with Treasure. Stakes grade 1 racing territory here. 10.5 furlongs in Paddy with Kinky Light. He is the favorite. Should get the win. And I actually like how the silks look down there on the graphic as well. That looks a lot better. My other colors, don't think they were bad. It's just I got bored of them. Yeah, I like the way it actually looks on the graphic. That's kind of what I was hoping. Hopefully it'll translate on track as well. Winner place goal with Kinky Light. So there we go. Starting another racing season. We're already going, but we just barely have touched the surface with the GWS. Obviously, once it gets to summer, that's when things really kick up. Doesn't really look like that much different in-game on the jockey. But, you know, for what it's worth, I'll ride with this for now. Ride with this for now. I really do want to get orange in there again at some point, because I don't think we've done orange in a while. But, like, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's just hard to get the look I want with orange. So, we'll see. We're going to stick with this for now. Like I said, it was just a slight change. It's not even like I did a major overhaul. It's still predominantly black for the sleeves and the torso. So, it's just a cosmetic. But, you know, again, I like to change the silk colors in a game if I can when it kind of, depending on just whatever progress has been made or what we're doing, or just kind of signaling that we're obviously starting another chapter. I think we're officially at that point now. Because we have a lot of really good 2-year-olds hitting the track this year. We're going to have really good ones, a group of 5 hitting the track next year, then the group after that. Like, it's going to get better. So we're still not too far away from getting to that Dream Cup level. And granted, like, there are horses I've retired that I'll be able to run in those races now anyway, so we'll see how they do. Like the girls, Galaxy Star, Cleopatra, I think they'll be able to hold their own. Butterfly Effect, she did well. I think in her last Dream Cup race, she wasn't supposed to finish anywhere near the top 5, and she finished, what, 3rd or 4th or something? She did really well. I think we had a good result with Frugal Lark in there for a top 5, too, so, you know, we're getting closer. Alright, stay in cruise control. Here we go. We are the favorite. We should be able to pull away. We'll run head-to-head for a little bit. I'm fine with that. And we'll just let Kinky Light just kind of dig in there and just take it away. It's a good start to the video, and it's a good grade 1 there for Kinky Light. Glad I picked this dude up. Very glad. Good win. Good win there. Good win for Kinky Light. Yahoo! Yahoo! There he is. Maybe the green on the sleeves and that pattern make them stand out a little bit more. But, you know, like I said, I think for what it's worth. I won't do like a major overhaul until, like, I think most of our racing horses are like entirely new ones we're not currently racing. So that's when I'll probably do like a major overhaul of like maybe a color switch, but we'll see. Still away from that point. Go kick off to the episode here for Kinky Light. Easy grade 1 win. Must I be making that pose? Of course. That's just something my AI jockey would do. Not by my control, but you know. Yeah, Kinky Light on a roll right now, 9-13. I could put you in the Brit. Well, I was going to put you in the Britain Derby, but you won't be ready for that. Paris GP, that's perfect. Just try to win whatever grade 1s we can. This guy has a pretty wide range of titles we can chase, so I'm not really going to keep him limited. I'm just going to put him in races I think are suited for him. You know? Mirage Stakes. Can we put anybody in this race? Eccentric. Is this the horse I've been looking for? No, no way. Not with 49 power. Maybe I did look at that horse at one point. I thought I raced him, but certainly not what I'm really looking for. Sorry. No, Collins. I didn't even know you were there. Wasn't even looking. Thought it just went to the next screen. Didn't realize I got a stupid jockey challenge from Collins. Hey, would you challenge me in the Freeway Stakes? No, dude. No. You have to catch me on like a really, really great day for me to want to challenge you. I have great days, but like, there's still days I just don't want to challenge you. I guess I should have just said that, eh? Charlotte Light, Project Tour. She's the favorite in this grade 3. She is 5 years old. Her stats have not moved for many of her categories for a while, but she's still not at her peak. I just hope all these 60s will hit 70s. She's got good abilities. So another good front runner. Hopefully she'll really start to show some more potential. Here we go. Not a good start, which doesn't help for a front runner, but fortunately we can get her to the front quickly even after. See, no matter how bad of a start she has, she does get to the front pretty well. Now, gosh, what are we doing up here? Flying Autumn and Modern Flavor. Are you... Ugh. Flying Autumn is a horse I lost. Like, what are we doing? You know what? Screw it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. There's... Insanity. Insanity. Just trying to throw my race away. That's why I lost Flying Autumn. She just doesn't listen and she always wants to do her own thing. That's her problem. We're supposed to be in the front. I am not running at a pace like that. Our stamina is only 68. Could we handle it? Maybe. I mean, 11-1, 11-7 fractions. This is not a sprint. This is 10 furlongs of a race here. It is not that fast for us to be running those fractions. I mean, it's not that, you know, it's not that short. In a 6 furlong sprint race, yes, those are normal fractions. You shouldn't be running 11s in a 10 furlong race unless you can keep it up. I'll be shocked if both of those horses can still finish in the top 5, let alone the top 10. I'll be really cheesed, actually, because that's ridiculous. That's, like, insane, man. Okay. Guess we gotta go now. Not ideal. Gosh, what a mess. An absolute mess. They might still fight a little bit harder. We're supposed to be the favorite in this race, and apparently, I forgot, our girl gets so discouraged, she loses. Wow. Turns out they, they finished almost where we did, but wow. Shallow Light's heart rating. She really can't handle a head-to-head. And a grade 3. Well, that's certainly not ideal. That's not ideal at all. This Vapor Wave is up in this grade 2, 7 furlongs. I don't know what I'm doing with her. She is from Moonbee out of Awesome Autumn. Statistically, in most of the categories, I mean, she's solid. You know, she's not terrible. Oh, man. It's really a bummer. Reality may have just set in with Shallow Light there, because, I mean, she's not going to be able to win grade 1s competitively if she gets discouraged by, you know, a pack of horses in there. Right? Of course, she's a front runner. She's supposed to be at the front, but, like, the AI threw me off. I didn't feel comfortable running at that race. Was I really supposed to run with them? Is that what the game is telling me? I was supposed to run with them 20 lengths literally ahead of the rest of the field, and that was going to give us a better result, maybe. Like, that's insane. We should never, like, that pace was insane. It doesn't even make sense, you know? Look, 12-6, 11-1. This is the type of race you run those fractions in, not in a race twice the distance. I still stand by my decision to not chase the rabbit there, because that's essentially what I would have been doing, chasing the rabbit, which was the leaders. I didn't like that. I really didn't like the pace. I didn't like how they were running it, and I just felt like it was just going to ruin our race if I tried to keep up with them. So, you know, it's really annoying. Are we not supposed to win this race? No, we're not. Okay. I was going to say, like, Tender Value is just taking off on us, but that Tender Value does that. I wasn't even really paying attention. Didn't even realize that horse was in this race. Okay, good effort there from Miss Vaporwave. That's exactly where she needed to be. I mean, she's not Tender Value. She wasn't going to beat him, so that works. Good stuff there. 4 lengths behind, but again, I'm not going to beat Tender Value with that horse. So, but yeah, Shallow Light, like, that's disappointing, man. Certainly not redoing the race, so I hope the game doesn't pull her from me. They shouldn't. But yeah, 14th when we were supposed to finish first in a grade 3. That's really bad, man. But yeah, I didn't want to chase the leaders. That just didn't even make sense. Valley King's up 9.2 furlong race for the Fleet Stakes. Just trying to get that mid-champ title with him. We should be close. He's on a roll, on a winning streak. Haven't lost with him. And he still is looking really solid, man. Perfect late growth type. All the most important stats are where they need to be. We're talking about you, my guy. He's got good abilities there. So, good stuff here. Let's try to keep him on his winning streak. Seeker's a Stone with the record here. All right, our girl. Let's go, Mr. King. We're off. I'm so glad I can run him as a mid or a proceeder, because then, like, depending on the pace and what the heck the rest of these horses are doing, I can be flexible. I don't need to run him in first, and I don't need to run him in last. That means I can run him virtually anywhere else. That is, like, ideal, man. Also, probably why he's been so successful. He can run practically anywhere in the pack, and I can just decide what to do with him at that point. So, he's doing really well, man. I mean, he'll definitely be a horse I'll retire for breeding, for sure. He could be like an Honest Pegasus, Lee's Gold, maybe even a Western Tiger, I don't know. Or a Golden Boy, he could be like one of those back there, which would be fantastic. We've gotten great quality horses from them, so. It's my hopes for Mr. King. Comes from Vivid Legend somewhere in there. I believe. Okay, looking good here. I'm just kind of going to let him run. I'm not even pushing him forward. Like, this is fine. We should go. Leave him in the dust. Scott Show is trying to run with us. Not happening today, bro. Not happening today. Valley King is the real deal, man. It's going to be another grade 1, 7-race winning streak. This guy could still run for another furlong, half a furlong. My goodness, Valley King is a monster, man. What a dude. Late growth type, 110% worth it. There's your winner of the Fleet Stakes, Mr. King, Valley King. Gets it done again. 4-length winner. Easy money, baby. Easy money. Let's go. Valley King doing Valley King things. I think I can say that now, which is pretty nice. And another race. It's just race after race after race. So if I ever wanted to redo anything, too late. Preakness Stakes here. Delta Dream. Still the favorite. Still over $1 favorite. They really aren't putting us against any tough dirt horses. They're making the Triple Crown a lot easier for us, so let's get to it. I'm not going to complain. I mean, if they're going to hand us the Triple Crown to an original that I haven't got in this game arguably ever, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to resist. I'm going to be like, thank you, kindly. I'll still chase the Triple Crown when we get dirt horses, but I won't be obsessed about trying to win it. We haven't gotten that title. We haven't gotten that achievement. It is a title in this game, yes, because I know every game is not different. Perfect start. Not like we need it. We're off in the Preakness Stakes here with Delta Dream. Hold you back, my dude. Hold you back. Hold you back. You know the drill, man. We just got to sit in our comfortable pace at the back and figure out what they'll do, and then we'll decide where to run you. Now, unlike the last race I did, where he really bailed me out because I got him going too late and not making my move when I saw what the AI was clearly doing ahead of me, I need to make sure I get him into position a lot quicker. A lot quicker. So, just seeing what the rest of the field is doing. The inside is not even open, so I'm not doing that. Inside's completely closed, so I'll take him on an outside trip. Just make sure I get him going well before the AI start to swing out wide, like they're on, you know, a merry-go-round. Okay, actually need to get him moving now on the backstretch before we hit the turn. Nope. He's strong enough to handle this. He's fine. I need to get him right here, right outside this horse. Good position. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Yep, good. Good drive here. Really good drive. Making that look easy. Let's go. Pick it up. And run away with it. Delta Dream, 2 for 3 in the Triple Crown. Unless we get a late challenger, don't think it's going to happen. That is how I should have ran him in the Kentucky Derby. It doesn't matter. We still got the win. We cleared them by 3 lengths. Do the same thing here. 2 out of the 3 legs in the Triple Crown. Delta Dream is 1 race away from becoming the Triple Crown winner in the Belmont Stakes. This guy is so good, man. He is really Secretariat. He is really the descendant, a descendant of Secretariat. He is showing that, isn't he? Like, tremendously. Delta Dream gets it done. Preakness Stakes winner. 4 lengths over Rich Episode. Let's go. And the old man Sheba's happy. Always love to see the old great noble Sheba smile on his face. Same for all the other trainers that have instilled so much faith in me. It means a lot, man. Gotta have faith in me. If you don't, I guess you just want me to fail, which it's a pretty low thing to want of a human. You see, even if I don't like somebody, it's not like I want them to fail. I just figure whatever happens is going to happen for them, good or bad. People secretly want you to fail. It's just like, wow. You're really at rock bottom, aren't you? Frugal Lark's up in the Singapore Stakes. I didn't win with her last time out. I was extremely confident, so I'm just kind of going to be quiet this time. She's a clear $2 favorite over Courtly Kite. Shouldn't be messing this race up under any circumstances. And, yeah, let me just kind of focus up with Frugal Lark, yeah? But, man, Delta Dream, what a dirt horse, man. He's just so easy. He is a true closer. He's so powerful, so strong. You can just run him how you need to run him, and he gets it done. So that's good, man. It's ideal and exactly what we want. There we go. Alright, Frugal, need to redeem myself with you since I messed up horribly the last time, so allow me to make amends for that. Okay. Easy start. Keep her right here. Forgot, who did we lose to last time anyways? Was it Grave Ransom or somebody else? Is this Kate? What are you doing up here? Dean, figure it out. I mean, my goodness. Figure it out. Just moving the horse in and out for no reason, and there was no opposition, no threat, no reason. Like, figure it out. Okay. Riding really nice and easy here. Pretty uneventful race, but that's perfectly fine with me as long as we get the win. In this case. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. And there it is. Game, set, match. Can't believe I really didn't do that in the last race. It's quite embarrassing. I wonder if we can break the record. That's the goal. 10-8 in that last fraction. Running away with this one. This is where I thought, ironically, you know what? I don't need to actually be overconfident with Frugal Ark. I just need to win with her. Maybe that's the danger. The universe was humbling me with my arrogant talk. And said, just keep your mouth quiet and just do what you need to do. Which I did in that case. Singapore Stakes winner there with FrugalArk. Pretty easy. 10 or 11, 7 lengths, but she sets the record. And it's a perfect race eval, and Cook is so happy. Her glasses have completely just... The lenses have just went from being visible to none, apparently. That animation is so funny to me. So, a bad race for Shallow Light. Good with everybody else. So, overall, good month. Or good week there. And the game took Shallow Light away. Off of one bad result. Oh, man. Yep. Those are the horses we can't have, you know what I mean? Oh, boy. I called it, though. I said, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the game took her away. That's just how it seems to work. And, yep, took her away. Nothing really could have done differently there. I just, yeah, forgot about her not being really good in the head-to-heads, and that kind of hurt us. Valley Kingdom is going to put him in a 12-furlong race. He can run that. I think he's fine. Like I said, just really trying to stack grade ones with them. We'll get titles. They'll start rolling in, but yep, cannot say I am surprised. That's quite unfortunate, but what can I do, man? Like I said, that was going to be problematic anyways. I didn't think our heart rating would affect her like that. Apparently it did. So, grade 3 we were supposed to win. We ended up losing, coming in 14th. And again, that was well below where she should have been, but she didn't show any fight or any heart in that race either. That's a no-go, man. You guys know how I am about my horses. They have to show heart. They don't have to be the strongest. They don't have to be the best. I just want to see them fight. They are giving up just because it's getting tough. It's probably not going to work with us anyways. This Vapor Wave in the Spring Mile Cup, it's fine. Don't really know what I'm doing with her anyways. Only 2 grade 1 wins, but she's got 9 wins total out of 14 starts. So she's pretty consistent, but not on a grade 1 tear yet. Always the Fillies, man. Always the Fillies, but that's a little bit of a bummer. She was a project horse, but again, I mean, after that race, I'm just kind of like, ugh. Don't really want to make that work anyways if she's going to be just... I mean, granted, she was supposed to be at the front. I didn't want to run with that pace. Kind of got punished for that unnecessarily, but, you know, she's got to be able to dig in, man. She can't give up just because it gets tough and she's not in the ideal position. The greatest horses, they will always still find a way, you know? It shows you they really want to win, so... Is what it is. He's not in good condition, and he's got to run... The Belmont. He's won 2 out of 3 legs. We don't have a choice. We have to, man. It's a game. I would never do this in real life. Like, I wouldn't dare risk jeopardizing a horse's health just to win a certain title. That's just me. I guess some other people maybe would risk the horse's health. That to me is a really selfish, a-hole human thing to do, personally. You know, what if the horse is really just like, no, I don't feel my best, and then you're just like, screw it, I'm gonna do it anyways. Like, yeah, that's a pretty egotistical human thing to do, right? I think it is, at least. Now, if the horse is ready to go, that's a different story. If the horse is capable of running back-to-back races, different story. But if the horse does need to recover, that's most important. Like, these are animals, okay? These are creatures, like, we should be considerate. We shouldn't treat them like they're just a number and just making us money if we own one or we train one, whatever. Like, that's a really messed up way to, like, kind of look at them, man. So, like I said, it happens. I wanted to see what she was going to be like, but again, she can't win head-to-heads in a field of horses. I guess she wasn't really going to amount to as much as I thought anyway, so... Oh well. Not running that back, because every other race was really good. Really good, so... I wouldn't dare redo all that just for one horse. Especially if, like I said, she didn't have the heart that I thought she did. Oh, you want to challenge me? Who are you even on? Matt Thundar with Major River. Yeah, no. And you almost cut, like you were doing some weird Tokyo drifting in the last race, so no. No thanks. I don't need any more reason to be annoyed by you, Miss Dean. Alright, Bay City. She is up in the Golden Oaks, 12 furlongs. She is the heavy favorite ahead of my girl Scabbits by almost $2 whole. She is on a roll, though. And she is from Moontrapper. Yeah. Pretty ideal. I can almost run her as a closer if I want. I mean, she'll have plenty of stamina left to go, and she's not slow by any means. She's got really good endurance and really good speed. She's really a strong horse. Strong quality horse. Bay City, let's go. Totally wish I could play that song for you guys. But I'd get copyrighted, because I'm pretty sure it's a copyrighted song. And it's in Japanese. You wouldn't even know the lyrics. That's who the horse is named off of. So if you're curious again, just look up Bay City by, hold on. If you like the Japanese 80s like Gallop racer type of music with lyrics, but if you're not into that, don't listen to it. I hate when like people know they're not going to like a certain type of music, then they listen to it and then they criticize it. It's like, well, you clearly knew you weren't going to be into the music to begin with. So like, why would you listen? Like, I wouldn't listen to music that I knew I wasn't into and then like go to like criticize it. That's just stupid. Doesn't even make sense. But if you like the Gallop racer music and you're familiar at least with like Japanese like 80s kind of like, again, it's like funk, whatever. I don't know what the specific category is. Japanese funk, I guess. I think that is the actual category. So if you're into that music, then look up Bay City by Junko Yagami. Junko is spelled Junko, Yagami. That is the song that this horse is based off of. It's a funky song, man. It's just a feel-good dance song, you know? Just kind of get loose. So I'm saying all that to say I'm so glad she's turning out to be as good as she is, because again, that's a great song that I enjoy, so it just makes it all the better. Same thing with Butterfly Effect. It was one of my favorite songs. Completely different category, but yeah. It's just nice to have the horses really perform well based off of these songs that are great pieces of musical talent, whatever you want to call it, I guess. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. A little bit of a late start. It's fine. We got the stamina. Let's go. Oh, I started a little bit too late. I think we'll be okay. Just, that's not ideally how I wanted to run it. Dig in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And there goes Bay City. Look at her go. From He's Stargazing out of Moontrapper, man. There she goes. Against a tougher field of horses, that could have been bad, because I started her way too late, but fortunately she could have kept running for another 2 furlongs and have been fine. Another great one for Bay City. Yes. Getting it done, man. The girl's getting it done. She knows how to run. That is for darn sure. And she's strong as heck, too. Stronger than I thought she would have been. So I'm really excited that, really happy that the breeding with Moontrapper and Stargazing worked out. Who would have thought? They've created quite a monster in Bay City. Fantastic stuff, man. Let's freaking go. Lots of winning from the last episode to this one. Lots of winning, finally. We've had to lose 3 fillies in the process, but like I said, it was very clear it probably wasn't going to work with them long term like I wanted anyway. So at that point, it's just kind of better to cut your losses, man. I mean, I wish I didn't have to just lose them. I wish you could just, like, retire them and have them be still, like, I don't know, just in the game somewhere. But it's like, no, the game just takes them away and then the AI just races with them. Anyways, Major River, she's up in the America JC. There's 11.5 furlongs on the dot, and she's got to finish top 5 here. She's still developing. Her stats are still kind of garbage, but it's okay. Because she's much better than what her stats represent, so I'm not upset or bothered by it. Here we are. Change up the music here. Good start. And we don't need to be anywhere near the front, so you just kind of can just relax for a bit. Okay. I might record this in 2 parts. I'm not sure. We'll see. So, Formula 1 qualifying will be starting in about a half an hour. So I could either keep this episode going at a different time, so it'll be at least 2 hours, or I could stop it by the time qualifying starts, but then it'll only be an hour-long episode. Decisions. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're already almost at... Well, no, we're only at about 30, halfway there. I'll see. It is what it is now. Getting a good rhythm with Major River here. I could win this race. Top 5 is certainly doable. It'd be amazing. Her stats are so, like I said, just blah. Nothing impressive, but she is a double S horse, so... I suppose if anybody could do it, she'd be in a good position to make that happen. This is how the pace should have been with Shallow Light. I'm still cheesed that one of my own horses made me lose her. That's the irony of losing Shallow Light. It was Flying Autumn leading the charge with that ridiculous 20-length pace. And I lost her last year. We just lost Flying Autumn. Not even a year from losing her. She causes me to lose another filly. Like, what? Why does she want to destroy us from the inside out? What is that about? Gosh, I forgot. She gets so long. I mean, she takes so long to get going. Keep going, bro. You didn't even have to stop right there. But, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's fine. It's annoying. Are we even going to catch top 5? Probably not, huh? Nope. I could have kept moving her. I didn't think that horse was just going to stop right in front of us. Yeah, that's my fault. Ugh. That's my fault. I allowed the AI to get in front of me. I was just like thinking he was just going to keep going. Just nope, I just always find it funny that in those instances they just always seem to park it right in front of me. It's like there's a coding that has them more trained to just get in front of you. Like it just, you know, it's so weird. So I can keep the doors up in the Dublin Gold Cup, top 3. She's doing better than I realized. Like her stats wouldn't have you think she's doing anything, and she's really consistent. She hasn't really lost a lot, and she's raced over a dozen times. Her stats just make you think otherwise. Yeah, blew that race with Major River. Certainly should have finished better. And yeah, that was just a bad race all around. Bad race all around. Certainly her double S profile would have helped her finish in the top 5, but her stats aren't top 5 worthy, not even close. You couple that with everything else that happened, and yeah, you finish 8th instead of 5th. Hope the game doesn't take her away, but you know, sometimes they like to take my horses away after one bad performance, so I always have to be like in that mindset. If I don't hit the goal, it's one thing just to not finish exactly where you needed to. If they give you over odds, you know, you finish wherever. Or they give you top 2 and you finish 2nd instead of 1st, like you're still hitting your goal. The game's not going to take them away, but if they give you a specific goal, top 5, and you finish 8th, you don't even get near it, yeah, that's bad. And for whatever reason, it just seems to punish me by taking them away after one bad result, not even giving me a chance to redeem myself. So, you know, the pressure is really, it's always on in this game. It's always on. Because I know one bad performance of not actually hitting my goal, horses can be snatched away that quickly. It's happened. We've seen it happen. I don't think I had a bad performance, at least prior to that other race with Shallow Light. I get one bad one, and they take her away. So yeah, man, it's just like, you never know. Hope I don't take Major River away. That'd be annoying. But again, I'm not redoing these races. If they're going to take those type of horses away just because we don't hit our goal one time, then maybe it just wasn't worth it, man. That's kind of ridiculous. Now, I don't know how Soy Conquistador is going to hold up here. You didn't lose the head-to-head. You're in first. What's the problem, my girl? She won the head-to-head and she was discouraged. What? This is what I mean. Like, her stats don't make her look impressive and she still is able to win, like, all the time. It doesn't make sense, man. It's got to be the pedigree then. Her stats are nothing and special, but she keeps finding ways to win tough races against tough fields of horses. I don't even know what number that is now, but Soy Conquistador, she's still on a roll. Dublin Gold Cup. Yeah, she is still on a roll, bro. She sets the record as well. Like I said, for breeding, she doesn't look like anything special, but gosh, on the track, she's really making a name for herself. She's making a case. I say, yeah, don't look at my stats. Just look at how well I'm able to do. Yeah. Annoying with Major River, but, you know. That was a multitude of issues, mainly my fault, so. Did they take her away? No. Okay, not that ruthless. You know what? No more grade. I know she can probably compete in grade 1s. I just really want to win with her. Can we not put her in races that I may have to have harder goals with and then lose her with? I'm not really... Like, I would like her to... Like, look at her. She's still 2 years off of her prime. Why are we trying to put her in grade 1s already? Like, I don't think we don't have to do that. Again, I'm sure she could finish in the top 5, but I would kind of rather win with her right now. She'll have plenty of time to win grade 1s. Like, I'm in no rush. The game is like in a rush to get her in grade 1s just because she's a double S horse. It's like we don't have to do that. Can we just like be normal and just like relax? Stick her into some competitive grade 3s. And granted, that was a grade 2, but still, like... So put her in easy races. I mean, she might have a slight handicap in grade 3s. That's really where she still should be. And then the occasional grade 2 that pops up. Soy Conquistador, this girl, 7 grade 1 wins. Look at her stats. Nothing special, okay? 76 speed. And she's past her prime. Like I said, she's really average in that regards. 12 wins out of 14 starts. She's finished in the top 3 all 14 of her 14 races, and she has 7 grade 1 wins. She's actually doing quite phenomenal. It's just, again, when you look at her stats, I think that's when I'm, like, kind of getting turned off by. But it's like, who cares about that when she's doing this well? Obviously, for breeding, I'm going to need to be really picky. Like, she has bad temper. That's also kind of a thing I'm still weary about in the back of my head. You guys know how I feel about that. It's really unfortunate because, like, we don't have a broodmare with that low of temper back there. So putting Soy Conquistador back there would kind of muddy that up a little bit. And it's like, we don't even have a stud with double S temper, I don't think. Our Kinky Light and My Bomb, one of those two, have 91. So, I mean, we'd have to be probably really, really specific with our breeding with Soy Conquistador. You know? It's like, again, that, yeah, the 47 temper rating, it's not good. And she's past her prime, technically. She's just still really good at this point. So, tops her temper's 50. I mean, you know what? It's not terrible. In all honesty, it could be 20. That would be a lot worse. It's still not a good grade in general, but, you know, it could be salvageable with the right studs. So I don't know what I want to do with her. I suppose until then, let's just keep focusing on winning, yeah? Do you still not have any titles? No, like, none of you do. The Dublin Gold Cup, that was 10.5. Okay, she should be close to a mid-champ by now, I hope. My goodness. Oh, boy. Well, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? Am I forgetting anybody? You're good. Kinky, you're good. Grade 3. Who am I forgetting? I haven't raced with Bolero's Gallop forever, bro. My goodness. Hey, City. Yep, she's on a winning streak. 7 wins and 8 starts. 2 grade 1. She's looking good. Get her another grade 1. I was thinking about running her in that 20 furlong race, but it's like, do I want to do that? Not really. Where is it? I'm not even seeing it. We're in the Dublin Oaks, 12 furlongs. Working on a lawn champ title. I think we're making... Yeah, lawn champ title might actually be good for her. 79 stamina, for sure, dude. For sure. We'll do that with base A. She's only 3. I can try the GWS next year with her, so I'm not in a rush. I know she's at her peak now, but I think she's the type of horse that'll still be competitive heading into next year. That's the thing. We have too many horses for each category. Like, I feel like we have at least 3 in each category that could realistically win, so it's kind of hard to pick and choose. Line Derby. Alright. Keep rolling on. Let's keep rolling on. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. Bolero's Gallop, speaking of her, she's actually finally up. 3-0 filly here. Expect to finish 12, so cool. No pressure. I can just do whatever I want with her in this race. And she is from Long Live Bolero out of Irish Fleet. So, you know, still don't know anything really about her. She could be good. She could be bad. I could keep her or I could lose her. She very well could be one of those horses that we end up losing if it turns out that she's just not the ideal horse for us. I don't even know where she wants to run. Probably should just continue to run her mid, right? Running her at the front or running her in the back could be really good or really bad, and usually it's really bad. So I'll try to run her in the mid of the pack, see what her grade is. If they give us a really bad rating for the pack, then maybe she's a front runner or maybe she's a closer. I'd imagine she'd probably be a front runner if we get a really bad grade for where she is now, but kind of don't even know where is she now. Okay, now we're Procedure. I have no idea. I mean, Bolero and Irish Fleet both are Procedure, so she should want to be relatively close to the front, not anywhere near it, but I don't know. Sometimes your foals, they just don't end up getting any leg type from the parents. They'll have a parent that's Procedure. What is wrong, my girl? You'll get parents Procedure before she started to have a little fit there. And they'll be like, okay, your horse is going to be a closer. And it's just like, what? Stamina's bad? See, I don't know. I mean, granted, we're going to hit our goal. I shouldn't even be panicking. It's just, I don't know where she wants to be. That's going to make it a lot harder. And I don't feel like going into the exhibition mode to find out either. I have no idea where you want to be, my girl, so I'm just kind of doing my best with you. You gotta give me something to work with. Like I said, though, maybe she's a horse we might end up losing. That'd be really disappointing, but yeah, I don't know about her at all. She's surely not showing any serious promise, so that's a bit discouraging, but part of the issue is not knowing where she wants to be during a race. That is a big part of it, actually. If you don't know where your horse wants to run, it kind of makes everything else that much harder. D for position. Is she a front runner, like, for reals? She might, like, legitimately... She's either a front runner or a closer. I hope she... What if she's actually a front runner? I felt like I tried that the last time and it didn't work, but... Okay. Guess we'll see. Bolero's Girl, I'm getting you in a race as soon as possible. You run 8 furlongs minimum. Your stamina's 45. You have a later growth type, which I knew that. Power's not bad, but stamina's already... August, that's too long. I want to run you as soon as I can. I need to figure you out now or just kind of accept that it's not going to work. And is she a turf horse or dirt? Great on the turf. So her dirt rating, I doubt it's great. 6 furlongs, 9 furlongs? Actually gonna run her 6 since her stamina's so bad. Run you 6 in an open. Gotta figure you out. No idea where you want to be. Alright, a lot of races here today. Let's get to it. Collins, go away, my guy. I swear he asks me to challenge him like every month. It feels like every month. Oh, hello there. Just go away, bro. Go away. No, thank you. Okay. Miss Vaporwave, she's up in the Spring Mile Cup, switching gears. Tender Value's here again. She's not better than that horse. She's not going to beat him, and Tender Value's a pretty heavy favorite, so we're going to do our best, but yeah, that guy's still, it's Tender Value, like, like, look at this. Tender Value is cracked, bro. He's so cracked. Unbelievable. Like, no real weakness, honestly. No real weakness. Just an absolute monster of a horse. I mean, 65 stam is whatever, but when you have everything else in the 90s and high 70s and 80s, why would you need, I mean, 65 stam is fine. The only way we beat him is if he gets blocked. Only way we beat him. Only way we beat him with this horse. I could beat Tender Value with other horses, but not with Miss Vaporwave. So, and even then, he's still such a good horse, man. You got to be on the right one. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, we have to finish third or better. So obviously, as long as I'm not too far behind Tender Value at the end, I think that's the goal. Because for some reason, he's just in all these races with Miss Vaporwave, and like these are just basic grade 1s, but you know. Like, why is he not running in the GWS or anything like that? That is so weird to me. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. My goodness, dear son, could you like get back in the front, please? I'm not even trying to run that fast. Aha! Dear son, not happy. That's the jockey's fault. Your horse is supposed to stay on the front regardless. They slowed them down for no reason. Do they actually move off of the rough? Is that actually what they're programmed to do? I didn't think they actually did that. And there goes Tender Value right next to us, taking off. What's new? And who is that? That is, who is chasing him? That's Simple Moon going after Tender Value. Holy crap. And we need to get top 3, and this is going to be tough to do. And I don't know if it's going to happen. She's struggling. Wow. Only thing I think I could have done better is get a potentially earlier start. And, a potential earlier start. That was rough, man. Special beat. Yanazawa, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, I just think we just kind of got outclassed there. I started a tad bit late, but she couldn't fight back. She had no answer for, you know, Special Beat, and Simple Moon just flew past us. I wasn't expecting that horse to be that strong in the stretch. So that was a lot tougher of a race than I expected. I knew Tender Value was going to smoke us. I didn't expect Special Beat to be so competitive at the end and Simple Moon to take off. So, anyways, again, I hope I'm not losing these horses, but it's just the game, guys. Like, I can't control it. And if it's going to punish you for having one bad result when you've had like 95% success, I mean, that's kind of stupid, is it not? If you're 95% successful, or at least 90% successful in a horse, and then maybe the 5 or 10%, you don't get it right, it wants to take the horse away. If that's how cutthroat it's going to be, there's nothing I can do, and I'm not redoing it. Not that I can, I'm not on an emulator, so reloading saves would be a lot easier, but it's just not a fun way for me to enjoy the game. If it takes them away, it's just not meant to be. Delta Dream, Belmont Stakes here. Second favorite behind Super Weak. I'm going for the Triple Crown, man. This is going to be hard because he is not in good shape, but he's still 90 speed, man. The guy is a flyer. From Formal Opera, a.k.a. Secretariat out of Pink Gemstone. And he's tough as nails. And the game's still not even telling me his distance. That is actually criminal. It's insane. Insane. Still not telling me this guy's distance. Halfway through his 3-year-old season. Like, unreal. Unreal. Unfreaking real, dude. Unreal. That's what I'm saying. Certain things about this game are just completely outside of my control, our control, that just don't make any sense. Just gotta play with it, man. That's all you can do. Just gotta roll. It's really the best analogy of rolling with the punches. They're coming, you're gonna get hit, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. You just gotta suck it up, and that's all I'm doing. I'm sucking it up and taking it race by race, man. Perfect start for Delta Dream as always, but he needs to be at the back, so but that's okay with me. That's fine. It's a long race. We need our endurance. You know, stamina, but fortunately he has good stamina, so it's not like that should be a problem. But I always like to make sure I run him as lightly as I can. That's what makes him so dangerous as a closer. Relax, dude. We're okay. We're okay. Okay? Gosh, sometimes he thinks I'm going to be having him run like at 20%, and it's like, no, I'm just making sure we let the field kind of sort themselves out. That way I know if I need to stay to the inside or go to the outside. I'd rather not be too close to them while they're doing all that. I just like to see it happen. And unfortunately, because we are a closer, the rail's usually not going to be open. We're just going to have to make a wide run. I'll keep him here. And I'll see how we're looking once we get to about 4.5 furlongs, whether I need to swing him out wide or not. Who am I looking for? Simple weak? Where are you at? Are you at the front? Or super weak, excuse me. Okay, we're probably, what, 6 to 7 lengths ahead of us. Not terrible. Okay, now these 4 furlongs go kind of quick, so you kind of need to get moving now, because the AI move a lot quicker than I expect sometimes. Don't want to run 5 wide, but I don't have a choice, because they're running 5 wide like freaking idiots. Okay, let's go. See? Gosh. I don't have a choice. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go, my boy. We gotta go. We gotta go. Down the stretch, we come with Delta Dream. Can he become a Triple Crown winner? He's got grit. He's got a good run. Really good run. Plenty of stamina. We can do this. I overwhipped. I don't think it matters, does it? Oh, we're going by. Look at Delta Dream. This guy is incredible. He is not even in good shape. He is not feeling good. He's gonna... We finally have a Triple Crown winner. An original Triple Crown winner. Unbelievable, man. This guy is something else. But would you expect nothing less? At least in this game. We know not every Secretariat offspring in real life turned out to be as good as him. Not even close, most of them. But Delta Dream is like following in those footsteps. He has crushed the Triple Crown, beating out Smoky Comet and the rest of the field by 5 lengths. Super Weak ended up finishing in 8th. Delta freaking Dream. But I said it when we thought about names for this horse, and I picked that, and I saw that one. I'm like, he has to be as good as his name. A horse named Delta Dream has to be the absolute best at whatever he does, and he's on that path, man. That's a Triple Crown winner right there. I don't think I've ever had an original Triple Crown winner in this game. That's like way too long. That's because I've neglected dirt until the last 5 or 6 years. Obviously, it could have happened sooner, but the fact that it happened now, that's awesome, man. Valley King's up in the Red Flower Stakes, 12 furlongs. Winner place should be easy money. I mean, he crushed that, dude. He was in the gray, not the green, not the blue, the gray. And he absolutely crushed it. 5 lengths. Like, my goodness, man. Formal Opera and Pink Gemstone have created the perfect dirt horse. They really have. We still have both of them, well... Was that... Wait, Formal Opera and Pink Gemstone? Did I keep... Was Pink still around that long? This guy's only... I mean, he's only 3 years old. Was Pink Gemstone really still in our barn 4 years ago? It doesn't feel like it. But, I mean, yeah, I guess that does make sense. We've gotten a lot of horses from her. I don't know, I feel like I retired her, like... I mean, I felt like I removed her from the barn, you know, way before 4 years. But now I think about it, yeah, a lot of our current horses, or recent ones, they've come from her. So, obviously, she couldn't have been gone that long. It just felt like she was gone from the breeding barn, like, 5 years ago, you know? So now I think about it, it's like, holy crap, she wasn't... Yeah, she was still back there. Wow. She was old, though. I'm glad that I was able to keep her around as long as I did. Like, the game she didn't actually pass away. I just had to remove her or replace her. Either way, I mean, that's freaking fantastic, man. She is... Pink Gemstone is not giving us one bad horse, I don't think. Like, she's been such a great brood, man. It's always those ones for us, isn't it? The ones that maybe not... At least back during that time, they didn't turn into, like, grade 1, like, title champions. But they were so competitive, so good when they did run. so consistent. Man, that just always seems to carry on through their offspring. So, man, Delta Dream, what a dude. Crushes the Triple Crown. I mean, not one time were we really in danger of losing a race, only if I did something wrong. It wasn't like there was a horse that was close to us. And we did get lucky with pretty easy dirt fields, but who cares? Like, those races are still tough to race. It's not the toughest horses in those fields we were facing, but still. Wanted a Rebo, but I don't think we need it. Man, I'm just glad to be at this point where we can have this type of success on most of our horses that are really in a good groove, you know? It's a lot of good results, a lot of winning. It's been a good year. Like, we've laid a couple of eggs, we've lost a couple of horses, but I think we've made up for that. Easy win for Valley King. Again, that's his 8th win in a row. Like, the dude's just not losing. The dude is not losing, man. It's just unreal. Unreal. Just so good to have this type of dominance and this type of success with our horses, man. Very humbled. Valley King gets an easy win. 12 furlongs. He can run the distance. Shocker. Same with Delta Dream. Like, my goodness. They both can just make those races look so easy, man. And that'll be a good time for me to stop this episode, because it's actually 3 minutes away from Formula 1 qualifying. So, perfect end right there. Miss Vaporwave, she dropped her race, but she was really outclassed by those horses. I was kind of shocked for it to be that dramatic. But Delta Dream and Valley King absolutely walking away with their wins, man. Oh, it's the game. Wow, game has kept her around. I'm actually quite surprised. I mean, she's not a bad horse, but, you know, temper and feel aren't great. Stamina's not ideal. She's certainly competitive enough to win when she needs to, but against better horses like that, you know, she's 9 wins and 15 starts, only 2 grade 1s, so clearly she struggled at the grade 1 level. I mean, yeah, we've had horses with worse stats win more grade 1s. That's kind of the crazy thing, so I don't really know what to do with her. I don't know what to do with you, my girl. Like, you've only got 2 grade 1s. I don't know if it's really going to work out like I want. So, well, she have a handicap and a grade 3, yeah. Like, she needs to stay grade 2s and grade 1s, but it's like, ugh. Maybe put her in the super sprint. I mean, I think she's capable of running that, but we'll see. I don't really have any goals for her, man. I mean, like I said, she's winning, but she's not really winning grade 1, so if anything, she'd be a grade 2 project horse if we can get her to that point without losing her or anything crazy. Delta Dream, this guy still don't even know his minimum distance. 10 furlongs is his max. I think we proved that by winning all the races in the Triple Crown. 90 speed, 76 stam. Still don't know his braking and his temper, but everything else that's important is where it needs to be. I wish power was a little bit better, but he's a dirt horse. He doesn't really need it. He's got 5 grade 1s, 6 wins out of his 8 starts. He's on a roll and on a winning streak. Delta Dream is a true dirt original for us, man. Southpaw, Impulse, okay, and Dominator. What a dude. Dream, Delta Dream. You get a long layoff. You're fine. Now, I wish that was a title for the Triple Crown, but it's okay. Gosh, he's really not going to be ready for the GWS Dirt for a while, man. Not till, what, September? Still in the green. Insane. I don't have a choice, though, do I? I mean, do we skip one race in the dirt? And then just try to save him for October? It's the only bad thing about him. He doesn't have a good health rating, so he can only race every so... So yellow if I wait till October, but then there's nothing for him, and this game makes no sense. But then he's in the green at the beginning of September. Like, it's not looking ideal for him. So I can race him when he's not at 100%, which will probably put him back to the gray, or I save him for when he's in yellow. He'll be a little testy, but I think that would be better. Maybe give him... I hope his recovery would be sooner than that, but I don't know. Like, and then he has to race in the World Classic. You know what? I'm actually going to race him in this race and just hope he's good enough for the World Classic. I think he's proven he can still win and run competitively in the green. That's not what I want to do, but his toughness rating, which is his health rating, is only 45, so it's not much I can do there with that. And one more grade 1 win, he gets a dirt title, so like he's already almost there. And who else did I race with? I'm just drawing blanks right now. Soy, no. I mean, yeah, we raced with you, but dude, oh, Valley King, duh. And they want you in a grade 2. I say no thanks. You're on a roll. We're going to keep running you along as long as we can. So, next race at 12 furlongs or anything equivalent. Could run him in the London Gold Cup. No. Not doing it. Let's see. Mr. King. Chestnut Stakes. Mid-champ. So that's really the next best race, so I guess that's what we'll do. So that will do it so far for this episode. I think I'll keep it rolling on. I don't think I'll end it here. If I end it here, it's only because I'll record another episode for you guys. That way, instead of only having 2 over a couple of days, you'll have 3. So either way, I'll make sure to do that. So if this does end, of course, I think we did well enough for where we are. And if I keep it rolling, well then, we'll just continue to do what we need to do. But we still have so much racing to do. We're not even halfway through the year yet. So still plenty to get to. But we'll see how it goes. And we'll take it from there. Appreciate you guys, as always. Oh, welcome back. It's 2 days, I think, after the last time I recorded. Almost 2 days. So yeah, I mean, for you guys, it's just a continuing episode. For me, it's a completely new day. And, I should have checked the races that we were getting into, but you know what? I'm just going to hop in and just see what we still need to finish up. So, still have some time here to get quite a bit done. And finally, to the really fun part about playing Gallop Racers, the summer, because that's when you get a lot more races. I would say summer to fall is really good. End of fall can kind of be a little bit stressful if you're chasing a GWS and you need kind of, a 1 win or something like that. But I would say summer, towards the end of summer, that's when there's really a lot of chances to kind of make good stuff happen to continue into your season. So we're kicking off in the Grade 1 Mars Stakes here in London. It is 8 furlongs on. Is it? With my bomb. It's the 4th favorite. My quick appeal, number 1 favorite in post position 9 next to us. So, I feel like with this dude, yeah, he's really quite the horse once you get him out in front. So, I like what I'm seeing so far from my bomb. Again, I got him for the temper, the speed, and the feel. Everything else is really subpar, below average, but he can also run on both surfaces, even though dirt is his preference. And he has a nice range on him and a good leg type, no abilities. I think if I can make things work with him, he could be a good sire, as long as we're not getting horses with any bad stats. And to be honest, the most important stats on him are actually good. The temper and feel, we need that, because again, 5 out of our 8 studs have D temper, so we need somebody to balance that out, right? And it kind of stinks. I want to use the rest of the guys we have back there, but at the same time, it's like, what is the point if there's always a chance their offspring could inherit that same bad stat, like, I just don't want to take the chance, man. I just don't think it's worth it. So, Timber Sky is the recorder. She just set that last season, I believe. So for what it's worth, the studs that have the D-ranked temper, again, I'm not saying I'll never use them again, but they definitely don't fit into the plan right now. Not because they aren't good enough, it's because they could potentially taint some horses, and we've lost a couple already due to that. So, I think it'd be a little bit smarter to avoid using them and to wait till we get some studs in there who at least have a good temper rating amongst other stats. Like my bomb, this dude is actually really fast with a good temper. I mean, using him as a stud could actually be really good for us when you don't even think about it. To have the potential to always get, at least if I use him with the right brood mares, to get horses that should be really easy with their temper and then also be lightning fast, man. Now those two go hand in hand. Of course, the stamina, your power, rating, the heart rating, you all have to kind of deal with those. But your horse isn't fast. You need that to really be somewhat competitive. You need a horse with some speed and some essence, right? And then, you know, yeah, you need horses that aren't going to give you an issue in the race. That's the main thing. And with a horse like My Bomb, you can see he hasn't given me an issue. We're clear out in front by a couple of lengths with a furlong left to go. We're the 4th favorite, and we're going to run on to win this Mars Stakes. You see, having a whole bunch of horses that could have this type of temperament like he does with his speed, I think that could be potentially advantageous for us as we go down. I mean, when you see the quality of our broodmares, we have Galaxy Star, Cleopatra, Butterfly Effect, Tigris of Stone. We have so many good broodmares back there now. You know, I think just really figuring out who to pair with who could definitely lead to some success. So, another easy win from My Bomb, man. That's why I picked him up. Like, I can look at a horse, look at their stats in certain categories and say, okay, this horse suits my play style. I think it's like a very underrated it's a very underrated concept in our community, because, like, you know, it's just not something you necessarily talk about. We talk more about the game. We don't talk about our play styles, but I think you have to really be keyed in. If you're somebody new to this game or this series, I've talked about it all the time. Like, you have to know your play style. I hate the assumption that just because maybe one horse is good for everybody or certain people, or I should say most people, that it's the same way for someone else, and it's not. You know, or a certain type of running style. Maybe you like closers instead of front runners or proceeders. Like, there's so many different ways to really play this game. So again, I can pick a horse based off of certain attributes I think will fit my playing style. My Bomb, with his speed, his temperament at the front, that's my ideal type of front runner, which most of you guys know that. For the front runners I tend to like, they run exactly like that, right? Really explosive, can get a good jump, aren't going to give you much of a problem during any of your races, and as long as they have the speed and a decent heart rating to back it up, you know, they can kind of go a long way. Those are my type of front runners, but I know that because it's my play style. Those horses maybe wouldn't work necessarily for somebody else, right? I think it's always good to be a little bit more open-minded. Queen Mile Stakes, 8 furlongs for this Grade 1 with Little Vixen. She's the 2nd favorite. Of course, we're going for the win. Another one of those horses. She is another one of my front runners. Her temper rating itself isn't good like My Bomb's, but she doesn't give me an issue. She has a 71 feel rating, so I would have to do something really outrageous to kind of send her into a bad mood. That's the thing. You would really have to do something kind of stupid, I think, to make her upset enough to kind of cost you the race. With a good feel rating, she's comfortable running either at a pretty fast or a slow speed, and she's not going to give you an issue. I think the main thing is just getting her into her position. She wants to be near the front. She wants to sit off the pace, kind of be in the mix with the leaders, but she's not trying to take the lead. As long as you can get her there, she's not going to give you a problem. You see, almost 90 speed. Like, these are my type of front runners that I like to have. Easy to work with, plenty of speed if you time it right. It really makes you quite hard for the AI to beat. So, you know, that's just something I realized works for me, and probably not just me. Maybe some of you play the same way, right? I think you do have to race a little bit. You have to race differently for each horse's leg type. You can't race a closer like a front runner. You can't race a proceeder like a close. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. Gosh, another record by September Sky. Holy cow! I forgot she had been setting those. There's so many horses accomplishing so many different things. Sometimes I do genuinely forget. It's also because I'm not keeping notes of the progress. That made it a lot better for me to keep my mind on it. But you know, you have to really adjust to each horse and each leg type. You really cannot run it all the same. Even if you have the same level of success, that's different. If you're just really good at the game and you're able to do that with every position, well, that is also, I think, an indication that you know how to play each position. You know how to run a horse in each position, each leg type, in order to get the maximum result with just a win. You know what I mean? But that still requires a little bit of different fine-tuning. You have to be more conscious about, you know, different things with different leg types. If you're on a proceeder, the proceeder doesn't want to be leading. You have to be conscious enough to make sure you keep that horse at an even pace where he or she doesn't pass the leaders. You know, as a closer, if you fall in last place, you're kind of just on the ride until you're ready to make your move. So, like I said, each position is definitely It's definitely something you really have to pay attention to. And we'll push with Little Vixen now. Revolution, she doesn't need it. And she is clear. Furlong and a half left to go. Little Vixen out in front. Shuggy Oogie in second place behind us. A couple of lengths off. Furlong left to go. Shuggy Oogie's still there. We have a closing Rude Death trying to catch us. But you know what? Little Vixen has proven she has too much game here today. She's going to go ahead and get it done. Our girl wins the Queen Mile Stakes. That's a grade 1 victory. And that's points in the GWS Sprint. In fact, I think she might have just put herself in first place for the GWS Sprint. It was tough towards the end. Definitely tough towards the end. Probably could have held her a bit more, but I really wanted to make sure we got her in clear space. That way we didn't have to contend. The other horses had to fight much harder, you know. I think to catch us, because she is fast as well. If she was a slow front runner or a slow proceeder, then sure, not as much work you have to do. But with a front runner or a proceeder horse that is very fast, you have to do a lot of work to catch that horse, you know, because their speed alone is going to help carry them, you know, basically to the finish line. So you're going to have to kind of work overtime and kind of match that speed, make sure you've saved a little bit of ground. So great win there for Little Vixen. 3/4 of a length over Rude Death, who was definitely closing in. Shuggy Oogie really had no answer once we hit the top of the stretch, and Rude Death was really the closer that could have made things different, but it was really never in doubt. Little Vixen is amazing, man. She's doing everything that Pink Gemstone wasn't able to do. It's really poetic justice. You know, it's more or less like what I want Moontrapper's foals to be like, which I think they're already doing it, right? Moontrapper's foals are achieving the success that she couldn't. So I think it's bittersweet when you maybe use a horse as a broodmare or a sire that didn't quite get the exact results or achievements you wanted. It's really nice when you have their foals actually be able to do that for you. You know, it makes it obviously feel worthwhile. Like, yes, it was worth you racing with that horse, using them, because now they've produced an even better horse, you know. That's always I just always love that about this game. That's one of my favorite things about it. Just really seeing how the different families turn out, how your pedigrees evolve over time, and just, yeah, how you can have success in a line where maybe you were struggling for the first couple of generations, and then you finally got those that right year of those right horses, you know, the little ones that end up really carrying, you know, the pedigree and the family traditions on. It's like we can all make our own stories with that, you know. It's one of the reasons why I think we love Gallop Racer, maybe subconsciously. It's just able to have that connection to something. A lot of games don't give you that feeling, video games, you know. This game, for its time period, it really gave you that feeling of feeling connected to everything that's going on. We're up in the London Prince Stakes, 10 furlongs here with September Sky, the record breaker, I should say. Kind of making our own rules. Even fans here, Clear Art. It is a fast courage. It is I can't remember the last time in this particular series we've had a year like this where, like, all of these, obviously some of the best horses currently that we have access to in the game that are at least raceable, all these horses are racing against us. We get them usually spread out at different times. They're all, like, in the same races with us. You know, we're having races with really stacked fields of the top 5 or some of the best horses at that position and that, you know, course setting and everything. It's like... But I feel like we're prepared for it, right? We have our own originals now being able to compete with some of these best horses, right? Little Vixen just beat Rude Death, Shuggy Oogie, both great horses there. You know, that's not a slouching result by any means. That shows you we are there to, you know, obviously to some extent. Anyways, I'm obviously going for the win. Top 3 just lets us know we're in the win. Now, you see September Sky. It's amazing that she is still as good as she is, not because she's a bad horse. Like, her speed has fallen off. She never was as fast as Little Vixen, but she seems really strong, even though her power and stamina are kind of whatever, right? Still, they're fine, obviously. It's enough for her to be competitive. Yeah, it's like... She's still pretty strong, which has to probably deal with just the pedigree. I mean, she's a Diamond Plan and Awesome Autumn mare now, 5 years old officially. So yeah, I mean, those are 2 really strong horses she came from. And fortunately, it seemed like it worked for her in regards to her actual race performance. Maybe on paper, her stats wouldn't tell you that, but she's one of those horses that is performing better than what her stats indicate as far as her dominance, you know. But again, I think that's because of the pedigree of just having Diamond Plan as your father and Awesome Autumn as your mother. And for once, it seemed like the game really made a super horse from those two and gave us September Sky here. You know, sometimes it just seems like the game will preference either the sire or the broodmare for stats for your foals, and then that's it, right? You kind of just end up getting maybe sometimes the same horse with a little bit of a different appearance, slightly better or worse stats, but it just mirrors one parent. It's nice when the game seems to actually take the best of both parents and combine them legitimately into your super horse. It just seems like it's RNG. It's a coding that doesn't always work 100%, and that's kind of the point. I mean, that happens in real life, right? Every horse from Secretariat did not turn out to be some great Triple Crown dominant champion, you know? A lot of his horses probably, in the grander scheme of racing success, have been considered underachieving horses. But, of course, he's had a couple of different, dozens, I'm sure. I think it's at least a dozen I can think of. I was just looking at an article or a post earlier today. You know, some really good girls that obviously came from his lineage. Like, obviously, there are horses that have that, but that's not going to happen with every horse that they, you know, have given life to or aided in that process. Like, most of them are not going to amount to that championship level. That's why breeding is such a thing. It's just so many horses, so many owners, so many people, you know, just obviously trying to get, you know, that next champion racehorse, because I know it's kind of a numbers game, right? You obviously increase your chances, obviously, by using certain studs and brood mares, but there's no guarantee, you know? No real guarantee. It's nature taking its place at that point. Did I get it growing too soon? She's dropping a lot. Does she have an answer? I'm not giving up yet. I want to see if she has an answer. 9 horse blew past us. Ah, she does. September Sky has an answer. See, I'm not panicking just yet, because she still had a lot in the tank. And this is what I mean by her strength. 7 horse keeping up with us the whole way, but September Sky is going to get that done. I wonder if I kind of put her in a tough spot there. I wasn't really expecting the 9 to blow past us like that, but I didn't panic. I said it. I'm not going to panic. I still think she can win this race. That's how, literally proving my point, that's how strong she is, bro. She doesn't look like that type of horse, but she is able to answer a challenge of 3 horses going past her, and she sets another record. Like, you guys are listening, right? I'm not talking crazy. You guys are listening. This is happening for us. I'm playing the game, but you guys are just as much, obviously, a part of just the community and the story. So it's like, this is what our horses can do now. September Sky breaks another record. I'm not even going for the records. I'm just racing her. Just literally proving it. She beats Even Fan, Vast Courage. These are great horses. And she came back to answer the challenge. Clear Art went past us. The number 9 horse that finished in 6th. Thought that horse was really going to stay up there. Turns out that horse did not have the endurance. September Sky powers through on the incline to beat Even Fan. And to keep the lead. I mean, we were still neck and neck with Even Fan, and we had the advantage. That's no slouching effort or metric by any means. So again, the point is, sometimes the game seems to get it right. And you have a horse like September Sky, you look at her, you're like, okay, she has a couple of good stats. The other ones are, I don't like it. And you see what she's able to do. She's able to beat some of the best horses in the game. That's purely on merit. There's no revolutions, no nothing. That is such a great feeling. She's an original, like we finally have our originals being able to do that. So like I said, we're getting closer to obviously doing everything else. It's taken longer, but that was always going to be the case. I play differently. So it's like, that in itself. Like, I like to enjoy the games. I hate, if there's a game I really like, the last thing I kind of want to do is beat it really quickly or achieve everything in such a quick, short time. Like that, I don't know. It's just like, you're just kind of robbing yourself, I think, of the joy. Not saying you still can't enjoy something, but I like the process. I really do. Maybe that's a thing for me. I don't know if other people just like the process as much. I love the process of getting better, getting stronger, for whatever goal you're attaining. You can literally even apply that to anything in life. I like going through the process. It's ups and downs, whatever. Like, to me, it's a fun time. It's a way to really just kind of immerse yourself in being human and whatever you're doing, And, I like the process that we've kind of taken, some of which obviously my influence of what I wanted to do that maybe necessarily wasn't the best thing to do. But you guys have always been obviously, you know, an integral part of horses to kind of look out for what to do, especially when it comes to breeding. You guys have obviously helped out a lot. You've kind of said, okay, we keep these horses, look for this horse, right? That's your input, you know, and we've kind of worked together, and now we're here. I'm just playing the game, but you know, you guys are watching on. So we are leading in all three categories. Little Vixen again getting her GWS sprint win. So she's leading the sprint. Here on the turf, Vivid Eyes as well doing great. She is in first place. That's a Moontrapper filly there. And then we have Delta Dream with Crazy Hunter both in contention in the dirt. Delta Dream getting his first win. I mean, we're doing really good this year considering. Like, it's been a really good year. What does that mean, Pink? Okay, now we're friendly again? Or were we close? I don't even remember what our relationship was. She changes her relationship with me, and I haven't been running with her horses in like ages. So I really have no idea what any of that ever means when she comes about. It's just like, okay, but like we haven't even been working together for years, like almost a decade it seems at this point. Like, who cares? I'm just saying that for Gallop Racer Universe talks, not obviously realistically in regards to not knowing why that's happening. Of course I know. It's just like in the Gallop Racer universe, it's just like we haven't worked together. Stop. I don't care what you think of me. But September Sky, what am I like? Look at her stats. She doesn't look like a horse that's capable of beating Vast Courage and Even Fan. Not like this, right? This is what I mean. It's her pedigree alone, I think, that's helping. It's just, I mean, 10 grade 1s, 15 wins out of 22 starts. She's finished in the top 2 20 over 22 times. Like, the girl is in the money all the time, man. What a great horse she has really turned out to be. And she's only 5 years old, and she can still end up racking up all of her numbers. Forgot she already has the GWS Sprint title. And I'm just running grade 1s with her because she can really win. I mean, look, she's won at 8. She's won at 10. She's won at 12.5. I'm just going to keep running her in grade 1s because it's like she can get titles for anything. I don't know what she's closer to. I don't know if she's closer to anything. I feel like she's kind of evenly split. Like for, let's see, 10 furlongs here. Just one. Oh, this would be a mid-champ. So 1, 2. I mean, from what I see in the last 10, she's got 3. So she's probably close to a mid-champ. She's got 1 at 12.5. She's probably further away from the long champ. She's got a lot at 8. Oh, she's close to a mile and a mid. Okay. Even still, like, she's got wins everywhere, man. I don't want to put her in the Super Mile Cup race because that's a GWS turf race, and she's not in the turf. I mean, as long as she's got her GWS Sprint, as long as I get a horse that I really want to get into the Hall of Fame, obviously that one GWS, I'm really indifferent about putting them in others unless I think they're capable of winning them and we have the space. But if there are other horses that can win that, then obviously I'm not going to take it away. So there's really no good 8 furlong races, grade 1s for her to run, actually, between now and then. So I'm probably just going to have to put her. Actually, let me verify. Yeah, I'm going to have to put her in a, probably a 10 furlong. Grade 1. That'll still get her closer towards a mid-champ, but she's knocking on the door of that title. Just looking for a good race here, but yeah, the LA Turf against the Fillies. I think that's September. That's really the next best grade 1 she can do. But we don't need to be in any rush. I mean, you can tell her growth type says normal. I don't think she's gonna have a major drop off until maybe she's 7 or 8. So I still feel like between now as a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, we can still try to get her at least a couple of titles before I retire her. Ideally, maybe retiring her before next year's breeding season, but the thing is, like, we don't really need to replace the broodmares back there right now. Like, they're all pretty good. We don't need to, like, be in a rush. Like, we can continue to race some of these horses as long as we're still hitting our goals. Little Vixen, she's got 6 grade 1s. She is 12 for 15. 14 finishes in the top 2 of her 15 races. Yet again, another girl that's always in the money. Like, finally, our fillies and our mares are, like, finally those horses I've always wanted, man. The girls that can just know how to win. Paris Mile Cup for Little Vixen, 8 furlongs. That'll be her next test in September. No, I was going to say there's another race. Super Mile Cup, don't want to miss that and miss points. She'll be ready for that. Should be another win. I don't think anybody's really beating her. Vivid Eyes, I think you're all set to go. Who did I just race with? My Bomb. So My Bomb, 2 for 3. Missed one, oh no, the first grade one. That was on turf. We weren't supposed to win that. Made that win really easy on the turf, just his last race, though. My first turf race I did with him, we only finished 9th instead of 10th. Came back and won the dirt for the LA Derby, and then came back and just won that Mars Stakes on the turf. So, he's only got, I mean, yeah, he's got a turf and a dirt win. Do we focus on a quick mile champ title with him? Like, what's your stam? 62, 10 furlongs max. I don't know what to do with you, dude. Like, what works for him? Like, I'm not really crazy about trying to get him into the Hall of Fame. I just feel like there's a lot we already got going on with the GWS. I'm not going to complicate it. Yeah, they're like any great... Gosh, that's also the thing about summer sometimes. Like, if you got horses that you need to focus on your GWS with them, if that's your priority, then it's like the races available sometimes for the grade 1s are kind of scarce. There's not even like he could run in the Osaka Derby, but I also feel like there's other horses that need that race most importantly. So My Bomb, Tokyo Derby, like, I don't know what to do with you, dude. I really don't. I don't know what to put you in that's suitable. It's not a GWS race. Like, I mean, if I want to wait till he's back in the blue, yeah, he's really not going to have a race until, like, September. I can put him in the 6 furlong sprint, see if we can try to win that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's probably better than trying to do a tune-up, because, like, all these, like, he's grade 1 ready. I mean, he's at his peak. We kind of got to get wins with him now, so 2-month layoff I'm not really a huge fan of, but what else am I going to put him in? You know, like, there's... I mean, I could put him in this Pluto, but he won't be in the blue. Are we winning this race? I don't know. But you know what? I guess we need to take a shot because, again, he is at his peak. And he's not going to be this fast forever, so probably need to get him in that window now. Yeah. Can't believe they're still not giving Valley King a double S rating. He actually has good stats for the most part in the most important categories. He's got a crap ton of abilities, great pedigree, 7 grade 1s, 12 wins. He's on a winning streak of 6 grade 1s, and the game still thinks he's just an S-ranked horse. You got to love the Gallop Racer logic here. Our 2-year-olds will be up for purchase next month. There's a lot of racing we need to get to, though. Still. So hopefully, yeah, the next episode, I think, we'll be able to do all that stuff. Because it takes forever. We're getting... How many are we getting? Like 7? I think we have 7 or 8 2-year-olds hitting the track. So that's a lot. It's a lot of new horses to keep up with. And, yeah, that in itself will literally be its own episode, as it usually is. So let's go ahead and get back to the grind. Because we still have quite a bit to achieve. Even though I think we're on a good roll. Bolero's Gal, though. She's up 6 furlongs open race here. Good odds, which means, when I say good odds, I really mean just a good goal. We don't have to worry about doing anything because we're expected to finish last and we'll be okay. She is running with the lightest weight in this field. Second lightest to Regal Pegasus, the other 4-year-old filly. So yeah, Bolero's Gal. Don't know about her yet. She certainly isn't showing anything super promising currently. But, you know, I'm willing to be patient. Her stats look very mediocre, but you can see she has a longer growth type, so she is still developing. She's still very green in that regard. So Still a little bit more time until she starts to show what she can really be made of. But it's certainly slow. Slow motion, 45 stamp doesn't help. That's actually really bad to get, whether she's developing or not. Counterclockwise, not good. She's from Long Live Bolero out of Irish Fleet. It's one of those breeding pairs I wanted to try because, of course, Irish Fleet had been pretty good to us for most of her breeding years. The Bolero bloodline we've talked about needed a real boost. I was hoping Irish Fleet could do that, but I don't know. She's still developing. It's just, yeah, she's such a weird horse. I feel like it's just a really big gray area with her. She doesn't look like she'll be anything super, super amazing. But then at the same time, with the exception of her stamina being like, really poor, I don't know, she could be okay. Because she still does have Irish Fleet as her mother, and she still has the Bolero pedigree in there. It's not as if like it doesn't consider the grandparents or great grandparents. It does. So she still does have the Great Bolero, Scabbit, and like other really strong horses in her pedigree. It's just a matter of whether or not it will help her to be a better horse or not. Knowing her leg type would surely help. She lost the head-to-head, and she's going backwards in a hurry, so makes me wonder, is she a front runner? Because certainly, like, her running in the midfield trying to not lose a head-to-head is always going to end up in disaster. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it's such a mystery with her. She certainly doesn't look good now, but, it's unnecessary to act so hastily, so quickly when a horse is not even near their peak. Like, you've got to be a little bit more reasonable. Position was B. She might be a front runner. That would benefit her more, and then you just have to focus on making sure you don't let any horses catch her. Overall, it was a pretty good eval. I'm hoping they'll at least reveal some more things about her, like her leg type. I kind of ran her as a procedure. Seemed to work out a little bit better, but I guess I could also just get her started sooner as a procedure. Well, we'll figure out about her later. We're up in the Caesars Cup with Crazy Hunter, trying to get her a dirt title. We are the favorite. It's a pretty easy field with the exception of Bionic Club, but like Bionic Club's a whole $1 off of us from favoritism. And Urban Friday's the next third best, so apparently this is our race to win with Crazy Hunter. As I should, because she's still pretty darn good. I mean, she's actually still at her peak. Shouldn't be dropping any races with her, but she seems like a horse where I'm in the groove one race, and then I'm just kind of overdoing it or overthinking it the next, Like, I still feel like I'm not in that complete consistency groove with her like I am with our other horses. Little Vixen, not losing. September Sky, I'm not losing. Solo Rider, still not losing. Valley King, we're undefeated in our last 6 or 7 races. Those horses, like, I'm in the groove with and I'm not making mistakes. It just feels like with Crazy Hunter, I don't know why, like, I feel like I keep getting caught off guard with her at random times. I mean, she's a front runner that could also just be a procedure, which is good. There's flexibility, because if the pace is too fast and too hot, I hate to chase it. I don't like chasing the rabbit. Chasing the rabbit to me is a fool's gambit, man. It really is. Like, as a runner myself in real life, if there's competitions or events or races, I'm always scratching my head at the people that take off in the beginning and don't pace themselves, and then they're gassed. Now, there are some people that can do that and keep it up because, well, they understand their conditioning, their fitness, yada, 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 right? That rabbit can actually get away. But most of the time, if you're trying to just run faster because somebody else is in a longer race, and you're not pacing yourself, you're chasing the rabbit like a fool, and the rabbit is quick, man. And sometimes trying to chase the rabbit in that moment is not the best plan. You see, I don't like the pace that the 2 is setting way up there, because the field is still pretty spread out. So I'm going to keep her here, and I think she'll be okay being here. Like, she's not going to give me a hard time because she wasn't in the front. Now we're going to start to close in on whoever that is. Visible Gabriel. Yeah, do you even have a chance? Okay, now we're going to run her off of turn 4. And let's see if we gave her the go too early. Did I give her the go too early? Because that is a closing 9 horse. This is what I mean. That's Bionic Club. Yeah, Bionic Club is probably going to catch us unless she can hang on. This is what I mean. Like, I feel like I just hung on there to get the win. I didn't really deserve. Got her going too soon, but that's what I mean. Like, it feels like she has so much stamina because she's really easy to work with for the whole race. She doesn't give me any issues. That bar is looking mighty nice at the top there, almost being completely full with blue. But then I remember, like, yeah, she doesn't really keep that up for a long time. And, like, asking her to do that for 2 furlongs, she's not the horse, it seems, that can handle that at 2. Our other horses, I feel like, can actually handle going, you know, pretty fast and maintaining that speed for the entire duration of the stretch, right? September Sky, that's how I literally won the race with her. I didn't panic when those other horses flew past us. I knew she was going to get stronger as the race continued. Crazy Hunter, as good as she is, she's not that type of horse. You got to get her in that window at the right time. That's what makes her so explosive. She's not the type of horse to hold on for 2 furlongs and not be completely gassed. Pace judge, okay, that's a good indicator. It was actually smart to not send her to the leaders. I think I just got her going a bit too soon in the stretch. Like, I could have held her probably till under 2 furlongs, then sent her on her way, and she probably would have made it to the end without being, you know, completely gassed. But prime example right there. You know, sometimes you just have to judge literally what that marker's at. Judge the pace, right? If it's too hot, too fast, don't chase the rabbit. Tail off, conserve, be ready to go when you get to the end. You know, Kinky Lights up in the Paris Cup. 10 furlongs on the turf. This guy is pretty darn cool. He's got good yellow stats like literally everywhere. No latent abilities, but who cares? He's a beautiful gray, my favorite. And he can run on both surfaces. He's got endurance and an easy leg type to work with. And he's not going to have a major drop off until he's 7 years old. Again, another great horse we can add that will replace one of our studs, because he doesn't actually have a bad stat, and he doesn't have D-temper. Most importantly, he doesn't have D-temper, which, yeah, that's the whole reason for acquiring these new dudes and seeing what they could do for the future. Going the less traditional route. Tigers Stone with the record here. Yes, we are going the less traditional route. It's kind of the story of my life, honestly. Here we go. And we are off. It is an okay start for Kinky Light. We're going to see what the leaders do. It's only a field of 10 here, so we really don't have to worry too much about positioning like that. It's amazing just how, like, not having... Didn't mean to bump you, sorry. It's amazing, like, just how not having 4 more horses in the field can completely change the dynamics of your leg type and where the horse is okay, comfortability wise, and where they're not. You had a couple more horses, that changes the entire dynamic. And sometimes running your horse in their position is not actually the position. Just all depends on, obviously, the number. And I realized the game had it down to just like a certain fixed number. Because, like, in reality, the horses don't, they're not like, oh, I'm running in 5th place. They're not thinking about that. The jockey maybe is, but not even. It's figuring about putting your horse in their right position. That's what the leg type is supposed to represent. But in this game, the only way they can really measure that is by saying, oh, if your horse is a procedure, they have to be running in the top 4, the top 5. But again, in reality, you wouldn't be thinking about that. It's not how it goes. It's just one of those video game things. So... move. You're good. You're good. You're good. All right. Take off. We're supposed to win this anyway, so as long as he gets to the end here. Got a little bit of a closer at the 4, maybe the 7, but still feel like I'm running my horses a little bit too hard. I need to save a little bit more time. So I'm pushing them quite past their point, and then I'm just barely hanging on for the last half a furlong. A win's a win. I just don't like the way I'm exactly getting it. I feel like I'm, racing the horses a little bit too hard. It's another great win there, though, for Kinky Light. Fantastic. That's what we want to see. And I'm getting trigger happy in the stretch because sometimes I feel like I mistime it and I miss it. And I don't want to miss it. I feel like it's always better to get going a little bit sooner, even if you tire out at the end. Because sometimes once you miss it, however the parameters of the game work, your horse gets demotivated or whatever. It's just too hard to sometimes catch a horse that gets by you. Sometimes you need to keep that distance. The heart rating does matter. The guts is a real thing. Sometimes it's just that slight hesitation. You miss it, your horse gets demotivated, and then there's nothing you can do. You know, so it's like the timing is really like you have to nail it. We're up with My Bomb at this. Yeah, see, like he has no chance today. My Bomb. This is the horse that was contemplating what to do with him, and as far as scheduling his race. He's a dirt horse. Even though the distance says he's a sprinter at 6 furlongs, and his turf preference is okay. See, we won that 8 furlong turf race quite easily, so maybe he likes the longer turf races better. Because this is the second race where I've tried to run him in a sprint on the turf, and the game is like he has no chance. So clearly it's telling me you try him at longer sprint races or longer turf races, at least a mile and over. So if we can find something 8 furlongs and up, seems that's better suited for him. Like if this was on the dirt, I think he'd be the favorite. That is where he's supposed to be. But he can also run on the turf, which shows you his strength. So if this doesn't work out, then at least I know. Keep him away from turf sprints, run him at the mile and up on the turf, and see how that goes. But I wanted to get him in another race anyways, because he's already at his peak. So any grade 1s is always a potential for him to win. So we need to kind of get him in that window when we can. Like, I don't think he's running that hard. I'm just kind of going to let him coast up this hill. Okay. That's fine. He's still fast. Let's see if he can answer back. Still dropping. I was hoping, I mean, he's not out of the fight, but I was hoping he was going to be able to answer back to the leaders. But, I mean, we're doing way better than where we were supposed to. So it's not like it's a bad result in itself. We were supposed to finish in last place. We finished 6th. We beat half the horses we weren't supposed to. But, yeah, definitely his speed is not so noticeable in a race like that. You would think, considering he's technically a sprinter. And still, we got a good eval. 777 is still not a good number. I mean, I was thinking 2 different things. It's a good number, and it's not bad. That's what I was trying to say. 777, of course. You get that on 8 slots. I mean, whether it's a little bit of money or a lot. You see 777s, that means you hit the jackpot. So, yeah. Apparently, he just can't run the turf sprint, so okay. This dude just called me buddy and said I have a good horse for you. And now Turner wants to start offering horses again. Oh my gosh. There's no way. Turner has actually left us alone for a long time. Now Silver's offering me a horse, and then Turner wants to come back around. Like, that's pretty funny. My relationship with Silver is close. This is the first time in the entire HRG series that our relationship has been this good with Silver. I have not been close to that man for a long time, mainly because he just didn't have horses I wanted to run with, so there was no reason for me to be in business with him. He never got our horses either. Now he's getting our horses, and we actually have a good relationship. So, take with that what you will. So, Crazy Hunter, you get another win. That's her 6th. Gosh, is she not at the dirt title yet? I just feel like it's dragging at this point. Gosh, like how long until she gets the dirt win? Dirt title, she needs it. It's really not going to be a whole lot for her until the end of the year. So she's going to have to sit out. I don't really want to run her in a tune-up race. I'll be patient. She really just, I think she needs one more win on the dirt to get the title, so I'm not going to act hastily about it. I'm just waiting for a race, like the World Distaff. I mean, that's kind of a tough field. I'd rather put her maybe in the Osaka Classic. I'm going to try the Osaka Classic. Actually, could she run 6 furlongs? She should be able to, but the game says she can't, so I'm not going to risk it. 10 is definitely where she should be. I could run her in the World, but just like, I don't know. I already feel like I'm just kind of not in a complete groove with her. Like, I don't really want added pressure. For the sake of trying to prove what? I really just need to win, just get her another dirt win so she can get a title. So, the easiest way to get that would be the most preferable way to go. There's really nothing to prove. Bolero's Gal, yeah. Just still no light type. That's cool. Just revealing to me that all your stats are below average. Fantastic. And not telling me squat else. They want you in a grade 3. I say sure. Why not? Don't know how that's going to go, but you never know unless you try. Alright, Kinky Light. That is your second win. Should have won the Azalea Cup. Don't know why. I'm still kind of mad at myself for botching that. But it's 2 back-to-back grade 1s. That's the thing. He has 75 stam, too. And to think, it still feel like I pushed him quite a bit. And a good power rating. Like, his temper and toughness are 57, respectively. So, like, he doesn't have a bad stat at all. So, if he's getting tired, I'm probably racing him a little bit too hard. Kinky Light. Fun, I'm happy to finally be working with this dude, actually. He could probably run this, but it's like... Wait, where have I been winning with him at? 10. Okay, so he's on mid-champ status already. So we should focus on anything that is between 9 and 10 furlongs. Exclusively. And we'll put him in the Saturn Stakes or the New York Turf. Let's just do the Saturn Stakes. I'm sure he can run the New York Turf. I mean, he definitely can, but like, just kind of need easy grade 1s with him. And my bomb's not doing well after that last race. So yeah, gotta still have to be really picky. So he'll be back in the blue by the time I was going to run him again anyway. So it really all works out. I think. What was the race I was going to put him in? Not the Victoria. Is there anything on the turf? Osaka? I think I need to run him in the Osaka Derby, to be honest. Because again, he's truly a dirt horse. I mean, obviously winning him a dirt title would be the easiest thing to do. I'm probably going to be making things a little bit tougher on the turf, so... Try sending him in the Osaka Derby. I mean, it might be a little bit of a test, but I think he's fast enough to make it work if I run him properly. So there we go. One race here. And then probably get our 2-year-olds do their tack and customization, because most of the time we can't even race them until like the end of the year anyways, unless they're already grade 1 ready. Then we'll have some chances at the end of summer. But most of the time, once we get our 2-year-olds, like, we don't race half of them until the year's almost over. So, it is what it is. Anyway, Solo Rider is up in the Summer GP. 11 furlongs on the TIFF. We have Tender's Club here. Prior Affair. A Favorite of Second Death. Pink Amber also in this field. So, quite a competitive bunch. 4th favorite. We're still winning with this dude, despite him being 2 years past his prime, and his stats are now like average at best. But he's still super strong. Diamond Plan as his father, Moon Trapper with Desert Diver in there, and Aunt B. Can't forget that as well. That was Moon Trapper's parents, Desert Diver and Aunt B. So still a good pedigree of horses in this guy. And let's just see if we can continue to have him on his winning ways. Our favoritism ran out years ago, and we're still winning. Yeah, guy's a racehorse, man. He just is. And he is ready to go. Solo Rider. See what he can do here. X Factor with the record. Man, we still somehow... I don't know how this is going to go. Obviously, I always try to win. Like, losing is not a thing I think about with Solo Rider. Gosh, he still gets out so well, too, man. Like, he's just ready to go every time. This dude is amazing. This dude is really amazing, man. Like, he's about to be 6 years old, and he's still running like he's at his prime, man. We have a special horse here. Tuck him inside, and boom, just go on for the ride. He's already comfortable. That's how easy this horse is to work with, man. It's really how easy he is. Get him into position early, and then just settle him down, and he will pretty much run at whatever pace he wants to run at. My hand's barely even on the controller. You know, I'm just letting him run however he wants to run. He never like bucks it and sends it to the front. He's always going to keep it at a mild temperament. Look, who is that? Prior Affair. You know, I want to say that horse is not going to do well, but sometimes, like on horses like that, they do manage to still be there at the end, even if they're out by ridiculous margins. I mean, that horse has us clear by half a dozen lengths, and probably to the furthest horse in the back, it's well over 10 lengths. You know, he has us really stretched out here, but we're not. I'm not chasing the rabbit. Not that we need to. We're perfectly fine here. I'm going to make sure I'm going to get Solo Rider on the outside here so we don't get blocked by anybody on a late charge. Just kind of steadily move him up. He's fine. Everybody else still has a lot of work to do. Now we'll send him into motion. Didn't see the 14 got a really good jump on us on the outside. It's Tender Club. Solo Rider not feeling too good. Gosh, Prior Fair might get this done. That horse, I mean, it's a good horse. So the fact that it's set that, wow. And imagine that. Could have beat him. Wow, could have beat him. I mean, that kind of threw me for a whirl there because it's like, I thought the horse was going to get a little bit closer, but I said it on the backstretch, didn't I? I'm like, I'm not so sure that horse is going to completely fall off, and he didn't. And still ended up winning by 7 lengths. Is that it was still 7 lengths at the end. Holy smokes. Ah, man. Yeah, that was a race I wasn't expecting. We haven't had that type of race happen with Solo Rider. Prior Fair stayed out in front and still beat us by what the game says is 7 lengths at the end. I didn't think it was like that once we closed, but yeah, that was going to be, I guess, tough regardless. I would have had to known Prior Fair was going to maintain that gap the whole way. Usually when the AI do that right, it's rare that they're able to keep it that long and that far into the race, so that kind of threw me for... I mean, you saw what happened. Solo Rider immediately answered the challenge back of the 14 on the outside that flew past us. We got that horse nipped in the bud, and then we just had to chase after Prior Fair, who was already too far gone. So, without Prior Fair being there, I mean, that was a win. So, Valley King 136 for the mid, finally. September Sky 131 for the mid. Little Vixen 131 for the sprint. Delta Dream 132 for the mid and long on the 3-year-old dirt. Crazy Hunter, she's 131. Man. Oh, and here's the horse that Silver promised. I'm still bummed about that because that felt like a definite win without Prior Affair there. Or at least with me knowing Prior Affair was going to stay out front, then I would have pushed Solo Rider a lot quicker to try to catch him. Yeah, gosh, is that when's the last time we actually lost a grade 1? Okay, the England King, we came second. Okay. But still, we've been winning most. I mean, that's the second one I dropped with him in recent memory. I've still been winning with him, so it's like... yeah, what title am I even chasing? I was 11, so a long champ? Does he have mid-champ yet? Am I winning with him at that distance? Let's see, 10... Does he not have the mid-champ title? He's still... I forgot. How have we... like, I just feel like he should have more titles at this point, and he still doesn't. It's just really funny to me. I mean, he can definitely run 14. The question is, do I want to do that? No, I'll put him in the New York Turf Stakes. That's a lot better. It's not a mid-champ, but it's a long champ title. Try to get him a grade 1. Back on his feet. Alright. Pearly Ball. Huh. I mean, I recognize the horse. So, let's look in closer detail. Okay. Pearly Ball. So the heart, the stamina, and the speed, as well as the staying. Those are going to be the only stats in the 70s. Stamina hopefully will be in the 70s. And look at the growth type. It's pretty long, man. This horse is not going to peak until basically 6. Between 5 and 6 years old. There's plenty of time for stamina and everything else to go up at least 20 points or more. Good leg type. I mean, good distance. Last corner leader in grit. Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. If you're going to give me Pearly Ball and say, figure it out, then... Sure, challenge accepted. I'm gonna run them in an open first later in September. Okay. Temper rating not looking good, but hopefully that'll be more improved. But hey, game literally just gave us like another free stud long term to potentially use. The 2-year-olds are here, and it's 7 of them. Oh, look at the class. Easter Knife is going to be here. Cruel Death. Fairy Show. And as far as the special horses, Wonder Whale and Special Impact. Okay. That's who's available right now. Let's go ahead and get our 2-year-olds. Let's do the highest cost Eastside Band. We knew that. She was the highest. She was showing the highest potential when she was back there in the barn. Little Mai, she was the second highest. And then everybody else is actually kind of lower than I thought. Storm Owl at 83K. Knew he was going to be decent. Okay. We'll just go from top to bottom anyways. Classy and smart. Let's get you done. She is with Sheba. And this is our girl. We'll do your attack later. Eastside Band. You are next from Diamond Plan out of Tigress of Stone. Yeah, she is looking mighty strong already. Let's go. And Parks is the one responsible for her. First Down Dash from Golden Boy out of Black Ruby. She should be fun. She should be really fun. I'm actually really excited for First Down Dash. Yeah, she should be really quick. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Alright. 3 down, 4 more to go. Little Mai, second best horse in this group, projected. From Formal Opera out of Moontrapper. This is essentially Secretariat in Moontrapper. Oh, I'm certainly hoping she is as great as her siblings have been. The pressure's on now, because all of Moontrapper's other offspring, all of her other sons and daughters, they have been multi-winning grade 1 horses. So Little Mai, she has no option but to follow that path and actually do better. And I think she will. I hope that is the case. Point Black, 2-year-old filly from Diamond Plain out of Toxic Blonde. She could be a little questionable, but I think she'll be fast, which is really the most important. I don't expect her to have great stats, because Toxic Blonde didn't have great stats, but Toxic Blonde was deceivingly quick. She had some speed there, and that's what made her really fun. Long Live Bolero and Butterfly Effect here have produced Rapid Blade, 2-year-old filly. Really excited for her. Hoping a Butterfly Effect injection into the Bolero bloodline will get that great Bolero winner once again. As I was happy to be her trainer. And last but not least, the Colt Storm Owl. Beautiful dude here. From Golden Boy out of Chasing Hearts. Let's see what he's about. And there is the new group of 2-year-olds. Our list is, look at the bar on the left. It is getting smaller and smaller because we're getting more and more horses. Oh my goodness, there's so much going on, but like for once, I don't actually feel like I'm in chaos because I feel like I now understand how most of these horses need to run, or at least I've been racing with them for a while now. I think that's part of the anxiety for me. It's just having to deal with so many new horses at one time when you're still trying to learn other horses. It's just a lot, bro. Sometimes I just like to focus on a couple of horses at a time, right? I don't want to be burdened with focusing on 100 or 20, but that is our reality now. That's where we are in the game. We're always going to have now, you know, between 10 and 20 horses minimum. Like, I know that's always going to be the case, but yeah. I think I'm going to do Tack now, so I don't have to do it in the beginning of the next episode. We can just kind of get back into racing. So, or you guys could decide. Like, I kind of want to continue to play, but by the episode here, you guys could also kind of decide on the Tack for these 7 horses. In fact, you know what? That is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to have input on that. I feel like it's been a while. Like, it's easier to do in the live stream because that's real time. Since we're not in the live stream here, just leave in your comment section below. You guys can just go ahead and just leave them for whichever horse. Don't feel weird. I didn't realize it was a class of all fillies except for Storm Owl is the only boy. Like, am I really gonna be able to keep all 6 of these fillies? I just feel like every class we lose 1 or 2 fillies every time. Am I really gonna be able to keep every one of these girls? I don't know. So yeah, you guys will decide the Tack for these 7. So Classy and Smart, again, I'll go ahead and show you. Classy and Smart, she is from Golden Boy out of Free Fear. So if you want to do tack with her or suggest, you guys can. There might be one horse that I will want to do tack for because it's like considered my project horse. But you guys are free to, you know, put suggestions for everybody else, of course. So that's Classy and Smart. Eastside Band, Diamond Plan, and Tigress of Stone, this filly. I have no idea what will look best for her, so I'm curious what your suggestions may or may not be. First Down Dash, she's from Golden Boy out of Black Ruby. So this is a Golden Boy and Black Ruby filly here. To be honest, I kind of would like her without a hood. I think she'd be better maybe with a shadow roll and some tack, or some bandages, but we'll see. Little My. From Formal Opera and Moon Trapper. This is technically considered my project horse. So this is the one it's kind of, it's actually really Kayla's horse. It's Kayla's horse that is my project horse. It's really hers though. So actually Kayla, I think you and Abigail both have, I mean Abigail usually always has more than one horse because she suggests a lot of the names. So you guys obviously put in your input for your horses that are single-handedly yours, and then everybody else, even if there's like shared, then we'll just kind of do that, I guess, together. Depending on what the suggestions are or aren't. You know, if there aren't suggestions for a certain horse, then I guess I'll just do that myself. Point Black, this is a 2-year-old filly, or excuse me, yeah, I mean, she's a 2-year-old filly. Don't know why I said that. From Diamond Plane out of Toxic Blonde. Yeah. Funny, she looks literally nothing like them, but her name, I think, is fitting for just her to be kind of in her own lane, because she looks like none of the horses in her pedigree. They all have the same coat for the most part, and Point Black, she's like, nah, I'm doing my own thing here. So curious and excited to see what she'll be like. The next filly, Rapid Blade. She's from Long Live Bolero and Butterfly Effect. Actually, this is the horse I meant to talk about as far as like a project horse. I mean, the Moon Trapper one still is to an extent as well. But like, you know, nobody suggested for me to breed Long Live Bolero and Butterfly Effect. Little My really is Kayla's horse. And if it comes from Moon Trapper, that's even better. Last but not least, Storm Owl, 2-year-old colt from Golden Boy out of Chasing Hearts. Abigail, this might be yours exclusively. I could be wrong, but I thought it was. So I'm literally just going to go ahead and do the tack here for Rapid Blade. Let's actually look. Well, I actually want to look at her pedigree first, because she doesn't have the Bolero name in her name, even though she is part of the pedigree. So I don't know if I want to go the same route as I did with the others. So yeah, she's got Great Bolero, Night Breeze, Onyx Prince, Suave Buster, Western Tiger, Irish Fleet, Butterfly Effect, and Long Live Bolero. Yeah, her pedigree is interesting. There's obviously great horses in there like Butterfly Effect, Western Tiger, Great Bolero. And then everybody else, with the exception of Irish Fleet, who did pretty well, but she still wasn't as good as the other 3 I just mentioned. Everybody else is just kind of middle of the road. But you can see there's a lot of willful and a lot of speed in there. Well, mainly willful. In fact, 4 horses. And if that means anything, I think it should entail she's going to have a lot of heart. And I would expect nothing less. So, tack for you. Rapid Blade. I have an idea, to be honest. I don't know how this is going to go, but, yeah, I'm giving it a shot. I know what I'm going for in my head. I'm not sure if I'm quite there yet. I'm not being intentionally silent. I'm just like really trying to think about what I'm seeing. That's more or less kind of the image I had in my head for her. Yeah, maybe like all green just looks like it's doing too much. With the shadow roll, the white isn't bad, but I actually want to keep her with the black. There's Rapid Blade. She has the high sock on her right rear leg, so that's actually nice. Yeah, I think this is that's more or less what I really visually had in my head, so I just kind of want to keep her to that. And I'll go ahead and put her in a race. I'm trying to think Bolero and Butterfly Effect. She could really want to run anywhere. You want her in a grade 3 first time out? Sure. In fact, we should probably get the rest of these horses in races already. Is anybody a dirt horse exclusively? I don't think so. Formal. This filly, maybe? Little Mai, could she be a dirt horse? I mean, Aunt B, yeah, she might be more of a dirt horse. Well, you know what? Let me just see where the game thinks they're going to be. Turf, 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 dirt. Yeah, so Little Mai is definitely a dirt horse. I'm glad I actually was able to figure that out for once. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to figure it out and I'm just so way off. Okay, so she is a dirt horse. They don't want her in a race until the end of the year. Who is her parents again? What's her growth type going to be? Formal Opera and Moon Trapper. She's not going to take forever to peak, so I feel like her window is going to be pretty quick. I kind of want to try her in a grade 1 right off the bat. And there's a suitable dirt one, but there might not be. Oh, Liquor Stakes. Yep. In October, she's jumping right into the mix. And to be honest, I'll keep everybody else where they need to be at, unless I think they all have quicker growth types too. Wait, Classy and Smart's growth type is already revealed. How? So is First Down Dash. Oh, is that? Oh, so when they have a fast growth type, it shows it automatically. I feel like I'd never paid attention to that. That does make sense, though. Like, why would it hide that for you if your horse is already supposed to be at its best? Wow. So Classy and Smart and First Down Dash, the pressure's on. Classy and Smart's from Golden Boy out of Free Fear, and First Down Dash is from Golden Boy out of Black Ruby. So they're definitely getting the fast growth types from Golden Boy. He peaked very quickly as well. Okay. Well, if that's the case, the only pressure we're tossing them into grade 1s immediately is like, what if they get good odds and then I just totally botch it because I don't know where they want to be and then I lose the horse? Seems a bit extreme, but Classy and Smart. We're going to put you in the Dublin Filly. I mean, she has the pedigree of Golden Boy and Free Fear. I think she should be able to hang. And First Down Dash, Golden Boy, Black Ruby, kind of the same deal. I feel like if you have those horses as your parents, you should kind of be able to see what you're capable of. Put her 6 furlongs in the Dublin. Eastside Band in a grade 3. I'm sure she is going to be a lot better, but she has time. Tigra's had a pretty nice growth type, so I'm not in a rush to get her in a grade 1 immediately. So Eastside Band, that's the first decent race. Get you 7 furlongs in an open. See how you handle that. Point Black. You are from Diamond Planet Toxic Blonde. I feel like she's going to peak kind of early, but I'm just going to put her in an open for now. And then Rapid Blade. Already got you settled with the grade 3. And last but not least, Storm Owl. And Golden Boy and Chasing Hearts. He might peak early-ish. Probably still a normal growth type in general. Run them 7.5 in an open. Those other fillies, I really feel like we had to get them in grade 1s. Like Little Mai, I think a grade 1 test for her made sense on the dirt for sure. First Down Dash, she's supposedly already going to be really good. So yeah, gotta see what she's capable of. She'll be running 6 furlongs in the Dublin. And Classy and Smart, she'll be running in the Dublin Filly Stakes 7 furlongs for her first grade 1 test. She also has a fast growth type. So Classy and Smart, First Down Dash. We're going to need to see what they're capable of right out the gate. And I'm assuming everybody else from Golden Boy, who would be Storm Owl, and I think that's it. Yeah, Storm Owl. He should be ready to go as well. He doesn't show fast growth type, but I can't see him peaking later. Something may have happened with my video. If it did cut off, I apologize for that. You guys didn't miss anything anyways. I was really just talking through the races that we already done. But that's going to do it for this episode. Next time we come back, we have a lot more to get into. Hopefully you guys give me your suggestions for the tack for the horses I obviously mentioned earlier. And then we will go ahead and roll on from there. So appreciate you guys. Until next time, the Horse Racing Gamer signing out. We'll have a great and fantastic day. I'll see you later. Goodbye.